million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
I liked beer. I still like beer. But I did not drink beer to the point of blacking out.
They're coming all over the place.
It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. Make sure the kids hear words. A kid coming from...
And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it. Bad deal should have never been thought of. They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. Very simple. Bad deal should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up, and they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it, because whoever thought of that idea, I think is in big trouble.
That isn't what it meant.
Well, what did it mean then? Explain.
It meant that it's indicative of low-resolution thinking.
As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
What's the most important issue in the governor's race here in Virginia?
Getting back to the basics of teaching children, not teaching them critical race theory.
And what is critical race theory?
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much, but it's something that what little bit that I know I don't care for.
And what have you heard that you don't?
Well,
that you don't
like? I'm not going to, I don't have that much knowledge on it. I don't have that much knowledge on it. I don't have that much knowledge on it.
Hello? Is this thing on? Testing. Hello. Woo! So we, okay, so Catherine Elizabeth in the chat, about to get boosted. Love to get boosted. Let's have a boost along party. Let's all get boosted. Let's all boost each other. And by boost each other, I mean boost each other's ego. We are, we're all boosting. Folks, I have like dangerous news to announce. And that is that my pimple situation has not gotten better. So my pimple situation has not gotten better, as you can see. It is very noticeable. I could use a bandage, put like a bandage on it, but then people are going to be like, why is there a bandage on? And then I have to explain that there's a pimple there and I didn't want anyone to see it. But then that's like, it's a waste of a bandage. Like, what if I like grate my hand again? Like, hashtag my cheese grater story. This is what's still remaining. So the pimple scenario, not working out so good in my favor. It is not working out in my favor. It's actually working out really badly, even. So there you go. But anyway, so I just wanted to, PSA, public service announcement, hashtag my pimple story. And that's what we're doing. I just got back from the opera. That's amazing. I had a lot of fun watching Okay. I heard that Andrew Kohler apparently has some very interesting opera opinions, so feel free to engage. Where's the so-called pimple? I don't see it anywhere. Okay. All right. Okay. So we got Ian in the chat. Ian, you haven't been in the fucking chat room. in like fucking 6 months. The fuck have you been up to? Where have you been? What's happening? What's happening? It's like that episode of Ed, Ed and Eddie where like Ed learns how to speak cool. That's what I'm funneling here. What's happening? Folks, we got a Kirkland signature sparkling water limon flavor. Kirkland signature seltzer. Let's pop it open. All right, so we're here. I'm here. You're here. We're all here. Everyone is here, folks. We're all here. So I've got like a series of shows. Well, I got like a. I wanted to say something as a comment to your previous stream. Go for it. Define previous stream, like yesterday or like a stream from like 3 years ago, like whatever you're watching. So is literal magic fire, y'all. I don't know about magic fire, but yeah, even I'm here. Grad school has been happening. Haha. I've often had to teach at 7 a.m. Haha. Fucking. There's no way you were laughing as you actually typed that. Like, let's be honest. Like, what? You weren't laughing. It's like, like that. This is you. You expect me to believe that this is you? Okay. Like that. There's no way that was you. But anyway, so you're teaching grad school, or you're in grad school, or you're teaching as a part of grad school. Also, I don't know what grad school is. So, like, there's a lot here that still remains to be understood by me. But anyway, I live, right now, I'm currently in a place where weed is legal, so hold on. It's legal. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, so. All right, so that's the whoa, everything popped up. All right, so we got a show here. I don't understand why American cops try to kill everyone of every chance. Here in Europe, that's very rare. Police tries to arrest a person first and only use weapon as last resort. Why your cops? Well, that's a great question, Bodan. Why your cops? That is the question we've all been asking ourselves. Grad school is a bit of a cult. It sounds like it. Whoa. Cops here are descendants of slave patrols. The original inception of police departments started as groups to round up escaped slaves. One thing that the United States does, just in general, is they will have an institution and provide no updates to that institution as the years progress. Right, that's why we still have like a Senate. That's why we still have like a filibuster. That's why we still have like the Electoral College, where Donald Trump can lose the popular vote in 2016 and still become president. George Bush can lose the popular vote, still be, so we live in this society in the U.S. where our institutions are pretty much, an institution is started, and it kind of just like it's there until it completely disintegrates. It's like, like used underwear, like a couple more holes, and eventually it just completely disintegrates. That's basically U.S. institutions. So yes, they began as slave patrols. They were built to be racist. They were built by racists, and they were staffed by racists, and that pretty much hasn't changed. Hugo Chavez is now hot take. Slavery didn't happen in the U.S. That's a hot take. Are cops so lazy they don't want to deal with the situation, so it's easier and quickly to simply kill? That's exactly right. It's exactly correct. Bottom line, we're fucked. And not in the good dick way, as Andrea always says. Getting fucked in the good dick way, let me tell you, it is a magical experience, and that is not what's happening right now. It's like watching fucking die by whoa. Like, that's, it's equivalent experience. But anyway, so we got a show here. Well, I got a show. Okay, so there's a show. Okay, so we're doing a show. I'm doing a show. I said the old world, Europe, there was police in the role of some. Okay, were we talking about fucking Europe? Bodan is like, why aren't U.S. police like European police? Hugo is like, actually, Europe never had slavery. What? Like, I'm sorry, what? Okay, Bodan, why are U.S. cops so different than the rest of the world like Europe? Hugo, did you actually know that there was no slavery in the old world? Yes, old world, I mean Europe. European in 1619, 1667, King Louis the 15th went to this, and then they, smoked a cigarette, and then, and then they looked up at the skies, and they wondered why. Like, Hugo, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro? Settle the fuck down. No one's talking about the old fucking world of fucking yore, or whatever the fuck you're on about. No one cares about King Louis the 14th, right? The only King Louis I care about is the fucking weed strain, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here with it. I seriously, I'm just like, what on God's green earth are you on? Are you on drugs? Are you on fucking drugs? Like, have you consumed a drug before, like, entering this live stream chat room? Like, have you, like, what are you on right now? Like, that is some crazy shit. But anyway, catching up with the stream at 1.5x. Milo! Mila, send me a textual message so that I remember to send you a textual message after this show is over, because I got an update. Military-style groups that did the bidding of the king and plantation owners, same concept, shut up. Yeah, I mean, like, yes, the overall point is, yes, there was slavery in Europe, that's true, but also, like, who gives a fuck about, like, Europe? We weren't talking about Europe. Like, this is, like, we weren't, we can discuss European police. I'm down to do so. I've got, like, snot bubbles coming out. This is fucked up. But anyway. So we got Axios update. An update from Axios, folks. This is, it's a website. I guess it's a news website. But anyway, so we have Axios here. Pelosi buckles, pushes a stock trading ban. So for those of you that don't know, Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, may she rest in peace, is still alive. And so what she does is she goes out there and says a bunch of really stupid shit, like we need a strong Republican Party, love stock trading, I love stocks, I'm a huge stock fan. Me personally, all right, I personally prefer to ban the stock market outright. I would personally prefer, like, yeah, there's no stock market, or any form of money. I would want to ban money altogether. That would solve a lot of corruption problems if we just got rid of money. But let's be honest, that's probably not going to happen, right? So as of this moment, so basically she said, yeah, we should be able to trade stocks. Now, again, one of the problems with members of Congress trading stocks is that they've got insider info and they can literally manipulate the market. Like, they can introduce a law that will affect the stock market and then make money, right? So they are in a position where they can do things called insider trading. Now, again, the stock market's mostly controlled by rich people, but if you want to gamble, that's fine. I'm pro gambling. But again, if you're someone who like runs the machines, right? Like, if you are running the machines, you probably shouldn't be gambling. Like, if you operate if you build in the cheat code that no one knows, and then like you go like, oh, there's a cheat code there, like, it's not really fair. But anyway, so everyone in the Democratic Party was kind of like, eesh, like that. Like, first of all, we don't even really want to be talking about this right now. And then second of all, why are you so cringe, right? So she went out there and was like, I love capitalism, I'm Nancy Pelosi, woo! And then like a bunch of other Democrats were like, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to introduce legislation to ban stock trading from members of Congress. And now apparently Nancy Pelosi is flipping on this issue, which is interesting. This is actually interesting. But again, the filibuster exists. So Doesn't matter. Like, none of this matters at all. This is like, literally none of this matters. This is all theater. This is political theater. Because as long as the filibuster exists, there will be no ban on stock trading. So that's one of the things that makes it so, like, ridiculous, is that who cares what position Nancy Pelosi has? It doesn't matter because the filibuster exists, or it doesn't, but people pretend it does, right? And therefore can't do anything about it, so it doesn't matter. Pelosi impromptu following building momentum in both parties. Some progressive Democrats and MAGA Republicans have united on a proposal to ban sitting lawmakers from trading individual stocks. Pelosi, who expressed opposition to a ban in the past, and some other Democratic leaders have been slow to take up the issue despite reported interest. So I guess maybe Republicans are interested in it, but even then, whatever. We're a free market economy, Pelosi told reporters in December. That was very cringe. She's been a target of those seeking to ban congressional trading, with critics regularly noting that her husband is an active trader who owns millions of dollars of stocks. They were recently buying Roblox, folks. Just so you know, Nancy Pelosi owns Roblox stock. Just throwing that out there. Driving the news, state of play, momentum, Elizabeth Warren, there you go. Their bill would ban lawmakers, cool. And then you go. So anyway, so apparently she's easing up a little bit on it. Apparently, to amend the Stock Act, the 2012 law, blah, blah, blah. So she's easing up on it, but again, doesn't matter because the filibuster exists. So I think it's important to talk about this kind of stuff, but it's also important to understand that this is mostly political theater, and it doesn't matter because the filibuster exists. Or at least enough people in the world think it does and are pretending that there's a filibuster, and therefore, there you go. So we're fucked. And not in the good dick way. I wonder if Nancy Pelosi gets fucked in the good dick way. I'm very curious. But anyway, just throwing that out there. And there you go. So. All this garbage has been going for all of time. Fucking Matt Strackbine with the goddamn, that's like a book jacket quote. Hold up. I'm throwing that into the fucking stream layout. All this garbage. Hold up. All this garbage has been going for all of time. That's profound, man. That is crazy stuff. That is insane. That is wild. That is out of the box thinking. Wow. So anyway, so we got a show here. I have something. Anyway, so I got a show here. Folks, I have a pimple on my face. I'm literally a pimple face. Not so good. Not so good. So I'm dying, folks. Anyway, Mitch, the bitch, McConnell, breaks with RNC. January 6th, violent insurrection. Folks, stuff is happening. Gears are turning. I don't know why it took 13 fucking months, but gears are turning with Republicans. The Republican Party itself declared itself a terror organization by endorsing the January 6th insurrection. The 14th Amendment, specifically Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, clearly states those engaging in insurrection are banned from office, and those that give aid and comfort to those engaging in insurrection are banned from office. They are banned. So the Republican Party giving aid and comfort to insurrectionists, that is textbook, a violation of the Constitution. They are all banned from office. And so some of them disagree. And so this is interesting because Mitch McConnell kind of he's been kind of staying out of this. Mike Pence and Donald Trump have been fighting each other on TV. A lot of GOP senators are not answering questions on I stand with Trump or I stand with Pence. They're not, answering those questions, right? So there's something brewing in the Republican Party. And so now Mitch McConnell is weighing in. Senate Minority Leader, emphasis on minority, Mitch McConnell criticized the Republican National Committee for its censure of Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney, and broke with their language on the January 6th insurrection, calling it a violent insurrection. So again, it's extremely important to note that Mitch McConnell is using the word insurrection, right? So again, a lot of people will love to downplay it, call it a riot, call it, a protest. That's one of the things. Mitch McConnell is calling it an insurrection. So if Mitch McConnell agrees that this is an insurrection, then wouldn't that also mean that Mitch McConnell would agree that they have violated Section 3 of the 14th Amendment by giving aid and comfort to those engaging in an insurrection? Is that why he is breaking with them? Because he knows that this is unconstitutional? There's going to be no one to enforce these laws. They're fine. They're just chilling. This is all fun and games to them. This is like, this is like debate class. This is like Twitch debate panels for them, right? But again, violent insurrection, it's extremely, extremely important to note that he's using that word. It was a violent insurrection with the purpose of trying to prevent a peaceful transfer of power after a legitimately certified election. That's what it was, McConnell said. Again, an insurrection. So by that nature, it would mean those who are giving aid and comfort to those engaging in an insurrection would be in violation of the 14th Amendment, Section 3. The RNC sparked fierce backlash after it described Jan 6 when a mob of former President Trump's followers breached the Capitol as legitimate political discourse. It's not true, obviously. And also, Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. Joe Biden won the 2020 election. Extremely important to understand. Ronnie McDaniel appeared to try and clarify the result. Oh, got to clarify. Engaged in legitimate political discourse that had nothing to do with the violence at the Capitol. The last section was not in the RNC resolution. McConnell said he had confidence in McDaniel, but that the job of the RNC was supporting all Republicans, not singling out members of the party. The issue of whether or not the RNC should be singling out members of our party who have different views from the majority, that is not the job of the RNC, he added about the censure resolution. So McConnell is getting involved. Pence versus Trump, the war going on is happening. I feel like they probably want to get this over with before the midterms, figure out who's going to win this war or whatever is going on, and then, coalesce for the midterms. So I don't want you to think that this is going to cause any party fracture. Republicans always fall in line because they're a bunch of sheeple-ass drone motherfuckers. They will always fall in line. Look what happened with Donald Trump. Like, when Donald Trump first ran, all the Republicans were going, "Oh, how dare this man, he's, and then he won the primary, and everyone was like, "Oh, Trump," right? Like that, it's like, these motherfuckers will always fall in line. So, but also, it's very fun to watch this happening in public because that, like, over the last, 14 months or something, that there's been a lot said in private, between these people. So it's finally interesting that, like, they couldn't settle it in private, and now everyone's becoming, now they're publicly engaged in this. And it's entertainment for me, so I'm going to eat my popcorn. I'm going to fucking, watch this bullshit and see what happens, so. Kirkland sparkling water, folks. Lemon flavor. Kirkland. Signature. Bottom line, I made it on the stream screen graphic. I guess you could call it a graphic. It's just a text box for me. It's not like I'm typing it in and then making it an image. But I guess it does display as a graphic. I mean, I guess everything's a graphic when you really think about it. Speaking of graphic, my pimple, not looking so good, folks. Not looking so good. The pimple situation here. Not great. So, folks, I don't know what to tell you. I honestly don't know what I could possibly tell you at this point in time, but I'm going to tell you this. Changing your diet could add up to 13 years to your life, study says. 13 years. Not 13 days. Not 13 minutes. Not 13 and a half of a seconds. 13 years to your life. Change your diet. Let's read. The Mediterranean diet is easy to find in the grocery store. It contains nutrients that are known to enhance longevity and other health benefits that are backed by peer-reviewed scientific studies. Broccoli makes the list because it's one of nature's most nutrient-dense foods, with only 30 calories per cup. Now, again, I am anti-calorie. I want to be very clear. I am anti-calorie. I think using calories as any mode of understanding diet, in my opinion, is a problem. I don't care. Oh, it's 30 calories per cup. How much protein does it have? How much fiber does it have? What vitamins does it have? That's what I care about. Fuck the calories, just throwing that out there. That means you get a ton of hunger-curbing fiber and polyphenols, antioxidants that detoxify cell-damaging chemicals in your body with each serving. Gotta have broccoli, folks. It's good for you. Changing what you could eat could add up to 13 years to your life. Now, again, 90 in a 2019 survey. So, again, pre-pandemic. 95%, not 9, not 9.5, not 19.5, 95% of Americans did not eat even the minimum of the daily recommended intake of fiber. The minimum, it's a range. 95% of Americans did not even reach the minimum for fiber. 95%, again, not 0.95%, like, oh, so low, not 9%, oh, that's a decent chunk, not 19, 95, like, that's almost every single person in this country does not eat vegetables. That's a fucking problem, okay? The study created a model of what might happen to a man or woman's longevity if they replaced a typical Western diet. That's the main problem here. The typical Western diet, aka food poisoning, aka death by 1,000 cuts, aka we're gonna slowly fucking drain the life out of you and make you a fucking zombie. Again, it's also not about quantity. This is another thing that these articles need to start realizing. It's not about fucking quantity of life as well. It's about quality of life. When you have a horrible diet, guess what? It changes the way your senses work. You know, you ever get tired and like you can't really tell if you can see like a shadow man or if it's just like a light being off in the other room, right? You know, you start hallucinating when you're tired, right? Like that also happens when you don't eat properly, when you do not have a well-balanced diet. You get brain fog, you have reduced capacity for logical thinking, right? So it's not just quantity of life. 13 years is a long time, right? But it's not just quantity, it's also quality, right? The Western diet is supposed to make you a zombie, a non-thinking creature that just goes to work every day, runs the machines, keeps the system going. You go home, you drink your six-pack and eat your fucking steak, and you go the fuck to bed and you wake up and do it all over again. You're a zombie, you're locked in place. That's what the Western diet tries to do. So again, just throwing that out there. Focus on red meat and processed foods with an optimized diet focusing on eating less red and processed meat and more fruits and vegetables, legumes, whole grains, and nuts. If a woman began eating optimally at age 20, she could increase her lifespan by just over 10 years. According to a study published in Tuesday journal PLOS Medicine, a man eating the healthier diet from age 20 could add 13 years to his life. That's basically saying men typically eat worse than women as it is. That's what that's saying. Focusing on a healthier diet could also lengthen the lives of older adults, the study said. By starting at age 60, a woman could still increase her lifespan by 8 years. That's still a fuckload. Men starting a healthier diet at age 60 might add nearly 9 years to their lives. So you start at 60 plus 9, all right? A plant-based eating style could even benefit 80-year-olds. The study said men and women could gain about 3.5 years of extra life from dietary changes. So again, no one's like demanding that you become like the super vegan, right? Like, you know, you should, right? That would be ideal, but it's really at the end of the day, it's about harm reduction. That is my general politics. Harm reduction. Maybe instead of eating McDonald's 6 times a week, try 3 times a week. Try to reduce the harm, right? The notion that improving diet quality would reduce the risk of chronic disease and premature death is long established, and it only stands to reason that less chronic disease and premature death means more life expectancy. Katz, the president and founder of the nonprofit True Health Initiative, a global coalition of experts dedicated to evidence-based lifestyle medicine, has published research on how to use food as preventative medicine. What they define as an optimal diet is not quite optimal, it's just a whole lot better than the typical, Katz said, adding that he felt diet could be further improved, conferring even greater benefits. You know, you can read the rest of this. Red and processed meat. Eating less red and processed meat, such as bacon, sausage, and preserved deli meats, was a link to longer life. Hashtag, stop fucking eating the fucking meat, you motherfucker. God damn. Doesn't even taste good. Replacing red and processed meats with lean poultry, fish, and plant protein is one way to improve a diet quickly, experts say. Plant proteins include soybeans, edamame, chickpeas, lentils, and other legumes, tofu, tempeh, nuts, seeds, and whole grains like quinoa. Some vegetables like broccoli also contain higher levels of protein. Broccoli is, like, again, better protein than steak. People are going like, oh my goddamn, what are you, Hank Hill, motherfucker? What are you, a goddamn cartoon character? You know, King of the Hill is a fucking satire show, motherfucker. Like, when they all have the characters eating steak every day, that's supposed to make fun of the concept. You're a fucking cartoon. You're a loser. Quit your fucking steak. Quit your fucking, oh, I'm gonna eat my salami. Fuck your salami. Choke on some salami, you goddamn whore. How to improve your diet? Just eat a fucking vegetable for once in your goddamn life. Anyway, so that's 95% of Americans do not do this. And you ever wonder why life expectancy goes down in this country? It's because Americans don't know how to fucking feed themselves. And I'm not even, I don't want to put blame on the everyday American. I know we're all fucked up in this goddamn world. Look at processed food, for example. In the 1950s and 60s, right? And then in the 70s especially, but right in the 1950s and 60s, processed food began to take hold in the American markets, right? It started to become a part of the American diet. Maybe once a week we get a hamburger at the Mickey D's, right? Then in the 70s, right? This shit started getting massively subsidized, right? Like fast food became a lot cheaper, processed food became a lot cheaper to produce, a lot cheaper to buy, right? And it opened up Americans to maybe, I don't know, get a second job. You ever wonder why Americans all have two fucking jobs now? Why Americans are working 17 different fucking jobs? It's because the fucking fast food and processed food, quick and easy, horrible for you diets, right, basically opened up Americans. They don't need to fucking like spend 3 hours a day cooking. You can get your food in little protein bars now. I mean, protein bars are better than most of the shit people eat, let's be honest, right? But again, from the societal angle, this food has been subsidized, right? They're always given tax breaks, they're always given help, right? You can, pop up any of these chains and basically just run every other business out. Again, it's addiction. It's drugs. McDonald's is no different than fucking cocaine, motherfucker. It's a drug. You are a drug addict and you need help. And again, if anyone would like advice or anything, I'm planning on a cooking show. Hopefully next month, cooking show will start once again. I'll be talking about a lot of that and more of I'll teach you how to cook some stuff, some basic stuff. Keep it simple at the beginning, and then we'll go into that. But also, again, we need to break free from these chains of capital's hold on us, because again, this in just many other ways. There's a lot of ways, but food is one of the most important things that people can just improve in their lives. With you can just improve right now. You can, instead of whatever you were planning on eating for dinner, you can just rethink it a little bit, and you can make an improvement right now, today. By the end of the day, you can be putting your head on the pillow going God damn, I made a good decision. And then you can just keep doing those good decisions, so there you go. Anyway, 95%, don't be like the 95%. Hashtag don't be like the 95%. If I eat fish, does that mean I'm addicted to fish? Fast food specifically has added chemicals to it that make it addictive. They create the chemical compounds and the combinations of foods in order to be as addictive as possible, and they perform lab-based tests on how to activate pleasure sensors in the brain. I mean, food in general activates pleasure sensors, right? But they develop these combinations of chemicals and add-ons and all their whatever and their sauces and stuff. That's designed to be as addictive as possible. All right, folks. 13 years. That's a long time. But again, it's not about quantity. It's more about quality. It's more about quality. I changed my diet dramatically 6 weeks ago to eliminate carbs and sugar and increase fiber and protein. I've never felt better. Another success story. Matt, can you rewrite that? And like, Andrea's program made me change my diet. Like, and I'm going to put that on the book jacket. I've never felt better. It's like, I'm going to put you on one of those like commercials, you know, for like the fucking like over-the-counter allergy medications, right? Like, you know, I used to be walking around in such a fog and a haze. And then I took whatever the product is, and I've never felt better. And then the screen like brightens up. They turn the saturation up. We got a goddamn. Thanks to Andrea's dietary recommendations, I actually measure my food before I eat now, and I run faster, sleep sounder, and smile broader. Now that's going on the fucking book jacket. There you go. Moderate to severe whatever. Moderate to severe whatever. I love it. I haven't been drawing recently. I've been doing other stuff. I purposefully ingest feel-good chemicals in other ways. Why not food too? Trust me. Hey, I'm just saying. Getting high feels a lot better when you're eating healthy. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm saying what we're all thinking. Here, check this out. I'm not even joking either. Like, I'm not even joking. Okay. In fact, I'm gonna make this another segment because this isn't important. Okay. So, here's the statement. A better diet makes weed way more potent. You get way higher, and it lasts way longer. Quick, easy steps. I'll give you the... Okay, so this is the rundown. All right, so when you eat better, 88% of Americans, not 8, not 8.8, 88, as in almost all, 88% of Americans have a form of metabolic syndrome. Basically, that means they have a slow metabolism. What does that mean, basically? Well, for most people, it's their dietary choices. Some people, you know, like have, you know, certain other existing conditions. And, you know, there's all, you know, humans are complicated, right? But for most of that 88%, they eat like shit. They eat like fucking third graders. They're fucking dumb, and they don't know how to fucking feed themselves, okay? And so they've got a slow metabolism. You can fix your metabolism, right? Probably, I would say in around a month, you could go from like, you know, let's say, I don't know, I'm not a fucking doctor, right? But I'm just going off my personal experience here. I'm in my 20s, right? When I lost a bunch of weight and I fixed my diet, you know, within a month or two, I was like, you know, I was really noticing this kind of stuff. So anyway, so I would say, let's assume you're under the age of 35, whatever. I'm not a fucking doctor, okay? I'm just a fucking whatever. Anyway, so I would say maybe within a month. If you eat really healthy within a month, you should have a better metabolism. Is it going to be perfect? No. Is it going to be tip-top? No. It's going to be a hell of a lot better than it was a month ago. So anyway, I've noticed that when I do any drug, but weed especially, but any drug, so like alcohol, shrooms also especially, like, you know, shrooms really fuck me up. But anyway, you know, it's just, lower doses get you, like, you know, you could do like half the dose and get as fucked up. Like, I drink alcohol, like what would take me like, 2 or 3 drinks to get to, I'm in after half a drink. Like, I'm just, like, things hit me harder and they last longer, and the quality of the experience is significantly better. So this, like, if there's no other reason for you to want to eat healthy, if you like weed, I'm just saying, if you like any drug, but weed, I mean, I don't endorse doing drugs. I mean, weed's illegal where I'm at. I don't know where you're at. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why you're even watching this video. We shouldn't honestly even be talking about this. But where I'm at, weed is legal. But if it's not legal, then turn the fucking video off and go call your mom and say sorry. And then fucking tell the Lord that you love him. Right? But if it is legal, then keep listening. So anyway, Again, it's a significantly better experience. Like, and it's also cheaper. Think about it that way too. Like, drugs are expensive. It's cheaper now. Like, I can have the same kinds of experiences with like a quarter of the amount. Like, it's fucking cheaper. I'm saving money on food because I eat less garbage, right? And I'm saving money on drugs, and I'm spending my money on fucking like, fucking cryptocurrencies and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That's what I spend, my free money on now. But I'm trying to fucking finish the magic ruler set. I've got like 3 extra cards left in the magic ruler set. I'm trying to finish it. So like, come on now. Like, I need a Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. Actually, I got that one semi recently. But I think I need like Toon World. I think I need Toon World. That's one of the ones. But anyway, so magic ruler aside, that's my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh set. You got free money. You can, if you have kids, you have kids. You have kids? Does anyone have kids? I don't. But if I did, I'd spend more money on my kids. I'd buy them some Scooby snacks or something. Get them a fucking stuffed teddy bear. I don't know. Get a dog. Get a dog. People are saying, I can't afford a dog. Well, improve your diet, and then you'll use half the amount of weed normally, right? That's like $100, $200 savings. I don't know. For me, maybe. I was, But anyways, you can get a dog. Imagine what kind of dividends that's going to pay. If you just have a dog running around going like, woof, woof. Here, hold up. Let me show you my dog. Maxie. Maxie. I'm going to show you my dog. Check this out. I got a dog over here. Come on, Maxie. Look at this dog. All right, check this out. Look at this dog. You could have like one of these things. You could have like one of these. Come on, Maxie. Come up here. Oh. He's getting comfy. Come on, Maxie. Come up here. This motherfucker, what he does is he follows me around everywhere I go. Right? Like, everywhere I go. I just walk around the fucking house. And this guy follows me. Like, there's just like a dog that follows me everywhere I go. And I'm never alone. And you know how I afford this dog? You want to know how I pay for this dog's feed? With the money I'm saving from having a better diet and using less weed. Because, again, 88% of Americans have metabolic syndrome. That means, like, I shit you not. That means, like, almost every single person, right, that uses weed probably uses a lot more than they need to. I'm just saying. I'm saying what we're all thinking. I'm thinking it. You're thinking it. You're thinking, man, I'm smoking 3 ounces a month. I'm fucking addicted. Yeah, tolerance exists. Maybe you should look into that too. But also, you're probably eating a lot of Cheetos, motherfucker. Quit with the goddamn Cheetos, you little prick. Go buy a dog. Go improve your fucking life. I don't know, get a tattoo or something. Do something. I don't know. Anyway, eat healthy. #. Eating organic carrots makes your high way more intense because of the naturally occurring myrcene in the carrots. That's interesting. I've heard like mangoes and other things that can potentiate. A lot of people surrendered elderly dogs during COVID. That's true. That's part of how I got introduced to Max the dog. I guess. I can hear I could head Andrea screaming while I showered. Well, I'm glad that your shower was brought to you in part by my ranting and raving. My cat does the same thing. Cats, I prefer dogs, but whatever. I had a big ass, pot of Beanie Weenies the other night. It was turkey hot dogs, but I want to move to plant-based hot dogs. Damn, I should have done that in the first place. M&Ms have nuts. I have been eating a lot of those too. And I don't think M&M nuts are I don't know if those are as good as actual nuts. I mean, if you had like M&Ms with nuts in a bowl of nuts, mix them up. That's the thing about M&Ms, right? It's a handful food. You just grab a goddamn handful. You get the whole bag. You go, you choke on that fucking shit, right? Like, get a bowl, get some goddamn like almonds, get some peanuts, get some mixed nuts, maybe some pretzels, throw the peanut M&Ms in there, then you go like, and then you, and then you eat them. But anyway, so there you go. That's what's happening. I make barley soup. I make barley soup or barley soup. You're barely making any goddamn soup with Parmesan Reggiano Rins for flavor. I love Rins. DJ Elf, I'm still here for some reason. ... Space. Hinkle ain't though. Should we talk about Hinkle? Hinkle released a really good tweet yesterday. Check this out. Hold up. It was a really good tweet. All right. Check this out. Okay. Looking forward to joining, right, the U.S. Freedom Trucker Convoy in Washington, D.C. this March. I hope to see you there. End the mandates. U.S. Trucker Convoy aims to represent all Americans impacted by COVID mandates. Like, this guy, like, I'm sorry. I mean, this guy is so cringe. Right? Like, so utterly, like entrenched in cringe. Right? First of all, what mandate? The Supreme Court struck down this dumbass Biden mandate. The Biden's mandate was get tested, aka don't get vaccinated, or get vaccinated. It was either take the vaccine or don't. That was the mandate. That was the Biden mandate. You either get vaccinated or you don't get vaccinated. That's one hell of a mandate. But then the Supreme Court shot it down, so it doesn't exist. Right? Okay, so like I guess this is clearly based on like the freedom bullshit in Canada, right? But again, Jackson Hinkle is going to be flying from California to Washington, D.C. to support U.S. truckers that have been like, what? Like, this guy is like the super commie, right? This is this guy's bio. American patriot streamer, right? He's an American patriot and a streamer, except he's also leftier than you've ever been in your life, times 7. He's the super leftist. And when you ever talk about this guy, like, his fucking fanboys will fucking attack the shit out of you, right? I'm sorry, man. Like, this guy, like, the fact that anyone thinks this person's a left-winger at all you have to be dumber than a motherfucker. You literally, like, you have to have such shit brains that you've got shit for brains. Like, I mean, seriously, like, you've got to have some, like, weird, there's something going on, and it's sad. Like, it really is just kind of sad. But anyway, so that's what Jackson Hinkle's up to. Not so good. DJL7, $7. Holy shit. Don't forget your real friends. Thanks. One love. I'll try not to. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. All right, while we're talking about some dumb shit for brains assholes. Yeah, a trucker protest would require his support. Like, okay, we've got our trucks, we got science food, what else do we need? Right, we need Jackson Hinkle. We need him to dive right in. All right, folks, speaking of diving right in. So, we got this guy. Here we got Jimbo Dumbo Door and friend. And this is them pontificating about electoral politics as it stands in the United States. Let's watch.
Yo, Jimmy, Steph, following up about donating to Nina, I agree 100%, but it still breaks my heart. Love Nina. Have you seen the Marianne Williamson and Andrew Yang talk? Future party, exclamation mark, silver crown. Back to Jimmy.
Here we go. So at this show, our policy is you have to stop donating and voting for Democrats. You have to stop donating to them and stop voting for them.
So that's the policy of the show, is stop donating and endorsing and supporting and voting for Democrats. That's their policy. I don't quite know what that means, but okay.
Yeah. Really the duopoly.
Yeah, I mean that goes without saying to the Republican Party too. And you have to vote third party. If you vote Libertarian or whatever, you got to vote for a third party. I'm voting for the People's Party.
I don't think he is, because the People's Party isn't going to run any candidates. Like, I think they've said that they're going to try to get a candidate to run, but are they having any candidates for the 2022 midterms? No, so I don't think he is going to vote for People's Party. And also, okay, let's imagine we're doing the third party thing. Okay, I'm down. Let's do it. I voted third party before. Let's go. I'm ready. Why would you want to support voting for any third party? Like if the Libertarians get 2% and the Greens get 1% and the Peoples get 0% and the Future Forward Party gets like 2% and like, wouldn't it be better to have like all of them vote for one third party? Like, wouldn't it be better to have a third party to go up against a duopoly? Like, having a bunch of small ass losers to getting 1 to 2%, like, that doesn't do anything. Wouldn't it be better if they all got like 9%? Or, you know, if like it was one party that got like, 23%? Wouldn't that be a little bit more interesting than if, but anyway, okay, but.
And hopefully they can get ballot access. You know that the rules are set up to keep third parties off the ballot. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll have a third party to vote for. If I can't vote for the People's Party, I'll vote for another third party.
Okay, well, so now he's just giving it, like, yeah, not going to vote for the People's Party. Why, though? But why? Why? Because they're not running anyone. Like, it's just like it's a money-making machine. That's all it is.
Always do now. So, because things will never change until, at least for one election cycle, you have to stop donating and stop voting for Democrats. At least for one election cycle. This would be a good one to do it.
Why? That's the other thing. Okay, you stop voting for Democrats and supporting and donating to Democrats. Okay. And then what? Like, then what do you do? Like, I don't understand. Like, what is the, like, okay, so you stop supporting them. Part 2? Like, what do you do after that? Now, again, my opinion is I don't care about electoralism that much, right? It's important to pay attention to, like, what's going on in the electoral sphere, but like, again, thinking any politician's gonna fucking save you, I think that's a little bit ludicrous, right? That includes the squad, whatever, that includes Bernie. They're not gonna fucking save us, okay? Now, again, I also understand that within the confines of the system, voting for progressive Democrats is a hell of a lot more, it brings about more outcomes than voting third party. Voting for a third party has done nothing. It has done nothing at all, right? Independents, those with no party affiliation, have done better than those that have third party affiliation. Someone that has no party is doing better than the Green Party, the People's Party, the Libertarian Party, the fucking Stupid Party, the Forward Party, the Constitution Party, the fucking, the Pirate Party, right? Every single one of those combined have done a worse job than those with no party, right? So I would just say it's better, right, to just run as an independent than to run under these third-party labels. Let's be honest. Let's be real about this, okay? So these third parties are where fucking people who want to get involved in electoral politics go to die, right? Third parties would be hell of a lot better if instead of being electoral parties, they were big, giant mutual aid organizations, right? They used all their money instead of enriching Nick Brana and his like small friend group and family, right? Instead of doing that, they gave their money to, I don't know, organizations to do work around and build power, dual power in cities, and then they can leverage that power to participate in elections, right? That would be a better route instead of just giving millions of dollars to these weirdo grifters online that have already live in mansions. I'm just saying, it's weird. It's strange. Like, so anyway, I don't know why these people, they claim to be not into electoral politics, but they talk about it all the time. and their opinions on it are horrible and dumb and make no sense. So, just throwing that out there, Jimbo, Dumbo, Dumbfuckdoor, not so good when it comes to, scoring on an IQ test. Not so good. Not great. Also not great, this Pimple could be a lot better. Not looking so good. Trying my best out here. But this is the problem with doing a daily show. When you do a daily show, sometimes you got a pimple. You know? Sometimes it happens. I can't take a day off. What am I going to take a day off? I'm going to call in sick? I'm going to call in sick? Because I got a pimple? I'm not. No. I'm in. Folks, I'm in. All right, what the hell is Hugo talking about today? Reminder, we determined a couple days ago that Hugo was in fact not gay, but also an egg. So these are things that we determined to be true. So let's read this shit. If Hinkle isn't leftist, who is? I am, first of all. Well, it's an easy one. Who is? Me. I donate daily to left-leaning Democrats that don't pact money. Fuck dummy door. You know, you should also be donating daily to this Democrat, aka me. I'll register as a Democrat. I'm gonna get those daily donos. Wait, Republicans like Abe Lincoln? What? It's happening. I'm seeing what y'all experienced over the last 5 minutes. I'm watching it occur in rapid succession. Lincoln was shot dead in 1865. Thank you for that sobering analysis of the world. Oh my God. Okay. Party does not equal political wing. Yes, it does, actually. When it comes to Republicans, yes. If you can name me one Lincoln Republican that exists currently in the real world right now, I would love to know. That would be great. The economic nationalism of Trump. Trump instituted the biggest corporate tax cut that this country's ever seen. Where was the economic nationalism? Trump engaged in a trade war that he lost that impacted farmers heavily. He let the infrastructure break. He sold out the economy to gig apps, destroyed union organizing. The USMCA was a big outsourcing deal that was even worse than that. What economic nationalism was Donald Trump performing that was left wing? In what world? Seriously, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Because that doesn't... What? Economic nationalism? First of all, that's not left wing. Second of all, what is... I don't even understand what? Trump was the lesser evil compared to Joe Biden? What? 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 Tulsi Gabbard is very right-wing. I would say she's one of the further right Yeah, she's definitely one of the further right Democrats, but I would say she's further right than a lot of Republicans. But Trump being the lesser evil than Biden is certainly interesting. Because that's just not true. I mean, that's not true. Trump killed the Trans-Pacific Partnership Act. Okay. It's compatible with leftist. It's not in any How is giving corporates tax cuts compatible with left-wing economics? What? Okay, so giving corporations a bunch of tax cuts, stealing money from poor people, raising taxes on poor people is compatible with left-wing economics. What? What? Hugo, we're talking about Republicans. I said, when it comes to Republicans, 100% of them are right-wing. We're not talking about Democrats. Democrats have a left-wing faction, and then most Democrats are right-wing. We were talking about Republicans. Like, Hugo, I don't why are you, like, you're a fucking Australian who doesn't even read U.S. news. Why are you pontificating about U.S. economy? Like, what are you doing? Right? Like, what is this right now? I'm mostly talking about campaign Trump, not President Trump. What? Well, why? Like, we're not... What? I'm mostly talking about campaign Trump, not President Trump. What does that mean? Trump was the 45th president. We're on president 46 now. We're not, like, this isn't, like, fucking, like, September 2016, bro. Like, fucking wake up. Wake up. You're in a goddamn coma, motherfucker. Wake up. Holy shit. This is not July of 2016. What is this campaign Trump bullshit? A leftist would not... I'm addressing a point about why a leftist would... No, you're not. You're not at all. And if you are, you're not doing a good job. This is a really bad job. Yes, why would a leftist support a Republican? You have still yet to answer that fucking question. Why would a leftist support a Republican? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. The only argument is if you're like an accelerationist and you think that, like, you know, voting for all the far-right fascist maniacs is going to, like, accelerate the downfall of the U.S. and, like, you want to, like, you know, just like, burn it down quicker to restart. And then that's a dumb argument. But, like, that's the only thing I can think of why a leftist would vote for Republicans if they're an accelerationist. Again, dumb argument for sure. But, like, to say that Donald Trump had, like, a left-wing campaign, I mean, like, what? Right? Like, I'm just like, like, and also, like, yes, Trump was weird when he campaigned, for sure. He was very far right. But also, where are these so-called left-wing Republicans? Where are they? I'm like, a leftist would support a Republican if they ran on a platform that had policies compatible with leftism. Sure. Where is that happening, though? Do you have any evidence of that happening? Do you have any, like, location? Is there a candidate you can point to? Is there, like, a fucking, like, district that you can point to where this so-called Republican is running with a left-wing platform? Like, because, yes, I agree. But where is that happening, and what are these candidates? Because I'd love to know. Trump never campaigned on giving big corps tax cuts. I mean, he did. He did announce he was killing TPP in the Paris Accords, though. Yes, and that's not left-wing. Like, I'm sorry, like, TPP is very bad, but killing the Paris Accord, that's not left-wing. That's the exact opposite. That is a right-wing reform. So, like, I don't know, like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You are insane, Hugo. You are on drugs right now, motherfucker. What are you talking about? You are on, like, you're doing, like, some methamphetamine-ass shit. You are crazy. There is no left-wing Republican. You are living in a realm of fantasy. Like, you're fucking, like, playing Civilization or something. And, like, you've advanced to the industrial age and you're playing as Thomas Jefferson or some shit. This is the real fucking world. This isn't like you're watching a West Wing fantasy or, like, you're watching, like, fucking, I don't know, House of Cards or some political fucking biodrama. Right? You are not operating in the fundamental, like, you know, structure of the real world. I don't know what these Republicans are. Yes, I know that you don't know where these Republicans are. You're answering someone's question. You are not answering someone's question. You are leading us all down a fucking rabbit hole conspiracy, and it makes no goddamn fucking sense. Your example of a left-wing Republican was Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was shot and killed in 1865, motherfucker. If that's the best goddamn example you have of a fucking left-wing Republican, I don't know what to tell you. You're probably not that smart. Why would a leftist vote for any Republican in the fucking year 2022? Lord. I don't even believe in Lord, but Lord. Trump of 2015 said that, goddamn, some are good people, right? Like, how is that left wing? Like, I don't understand. Like, what? I'm too loud? No! This is my show, motherfucker. If I want to scream and whine and yell like a fucking 6-year-old, God fucking golly gee willikers, I'm gonna do it. Hurricane Turn 2 won't get crack pipes. What the fuck? Ricky Manor? What? Republican and Turn 2 won't get crack pipes. First of all, what? Second of all, you know what Ronald Reagan was doing in the fucking 1980s? Like, do you know what Ronald Reagan was doing when the war on drugs really ramped up in the fucking 1980s? He was having his administration go fucking plant drugs in black fucking neighborhoods. That was Republican Ronald Reagan, your fucking hero. So first of all, that's just demonstrably false. Second of all, what the fuck are you talking about? Who cares about crackheads? Who cares about crack pipes? Where the fuck did this stupid garbage come from? Gone Republican won't get a crack pipe. Like, what? What the fuck? What, are you on drugs? What is wrong? Like, why am I on drugs? Like, I'm sitting here yelling at a fucking TV screen because I'm seeing words on a fucking screen by dumb motherfuckers pop in. A left-right alliance in the U.S. is fundamentally impossible. There's no policy overlap. Exactly. The only policy overlap is, how about you stop being a fucking crazy person and start, thinking like a normal fucking person, and maybe then you can join the left-wing side. Again, that's it. The only fucking policy overlap is, hey, you don't consider yourself a crazy motherfucker. Read this book, understand you've been lied to, and then call me up tomorrow morning. Like, that's the only policy overlap. Fed funding avail for safe drug kits. Oh, that's sick. That's a huge win. I've heard that people can lower the volume on their computer or mobile device. Yeah, if you do that, I will get closer to the fucking mic, motherfucker. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you wing block clowns that like to hijack and show. The chat and show. Oh, I mean... Yeah, I mean, I get carried away. I'm sorry. I do. I really get carried away. Epic style. The neoliberal policy where money can move across borders, but people can't is wrong. That's what Bernie was talking about. Also, Bernie can be wrong, it turns out. But first of all, Bernie cannot be wrong. That's factually incorrect. Second of all, Bernie is literally Jesus in the literal sense. Second of all, I don't believe in Jesus, and that's why I have no heroes. Fourth of all, except for Bernie Sanders. Fifth of all, yeah, I agree with that. Loose immigration laws mean more migrant workers dilute labor value. Yeah, Hugo, that's fascist, Hugo. Yes, that is a fascist talking point. What you're saying doesn't exist. That's like saying, okay, by that same logic, do you believe in birth restrictions? Like, do you believe in child restrictions, do you think that a family shouldn't be allowed to have 12 kids? Do you think that people shouldn't be allowed, do you believe in restricting people's right to have children? Because if so, or if not, then that's fascist, right? Because your whole point is that, well, it's the aliens that are destroying us. It's not, the white people being born, right? Now, again, if you're against, someone having 15 kids, okay, then that's logically consistent. You just you want a small population. That's not necessarily fascist, but, the way you brought it up is pretty fascist, right? But again, if you think that white people are allowed to have as many kids as they want, but we can't have any illegal goddamn aliens, right? Then that's a problem. Why is it that Bernie and Jesus are never seen together in the same room? That's a good fucking question. Hugo's a troll, plain and simple. That's true, but it's also enjoyable for me to troll the trolls. I'm gonna troll the trolls. I'm gonna troll the goddamn trolls. Loose immigration laws. Newsflash, most illegal immigrants are white. That's true. It's true. North Korea is left-wing. Wait, what? North Korea is left wing. No. Not one of those people. North Korea's left wing. I muted the video. Alright, well, if you're muting the video, then fuck off. Like, I'm putting you in timeout. If I can't play with you, then no one can. I'm putting the toy back in the fucking box. I'm like fucking Andy in Toy Story. Like, I don't want to play with you anymore. That's me, motherfucker. I'm not playing with you anymore. Fuck you, asshole. Speaking of people not wanting to play anymore. So here's Jill Biden. And she has some very interesting words. Let's listen.
1 year ago, I told this group that Joe, my husband Joe, was going to fight for community colleges. And since then, we've made some incredible progress. The American Rescue Plan put billions into community colleges so that they could support their students. But Joe has also had to make compromises. Congress hasn't passed the Build Back Better legislation yet. And free community college is no longer part of that package.
Okay, so now again, let's give it like a little bit of a recap here. So, February 2021, Joe Manchin comes out in support of a $4 trillion social spending package. Okay, $4 trillion, right? Then Bernie Sanders and the progressives come out with $10 trillion by the time summer and spring are around, right? Right? So then Joe Biden negotiates it, well, you know, and then Joe Manchin changes to like 1 trillion or 1.75. So he was for 4 and then went down to 1.75. Okay, whatever. And then Joe Biden was like, let me go. And then Bernie was like, we're going to meet, you know, we're going to do 6 trillion. How about 6? And then, you know, Robinette was all like, and then, so then he started support, let's go 3.5. Can we do 3.5? Right, and now that's when community college funding was in the bill, like free tuition, free, like, you know, 2-year community. Like, that would be great. That would be wonderful. I want to go to school. I want to learn about, like, I want to learn. Like, look at me. I'm a high school dropout. I want to learn. Like, let me learn, motherfucker. Come on. I want to learn. So anyway, I want to learn. And so then, you know, Joe Manchin was like, I ain't gonna vote for it. You know, like in that episode of Seinfeld, like we're fucking like, you know, they do this when they don't want to eat the food or whatever. That's what they're doing. That's Joe Manchin. He's not gonna explain. He's not gonna go like, well, yeah, I'm gonna give Montana, West Virginia. He's not gonna do that. He's just gonna go like, nope, not gonna vote for it. Nope. It's just not gonna happen. I don't know what to tell you. So Joe Biden's like, all right, how about we, instead of meeting in the middle, right? Instead of meeting in the middle from 3.5 and 1.75, let's just do 1.75. Let's just meet at where you're, like, let's just you know, it's like when you're planning like where to go with your friends and it's like who's gonna pick up who, right? Like everyone, like Joe Manchin's like, I'm not going, right? So then everyone goes over to Joe Manchin's house, like we're right there. Everyone's like, all right, Joe, we're here. What's up? And Joe Manchin's like, not gonna happen. No, I'm not gonna, and now community college funding, gone. It's gone, right? Again, but Joe's gonna fight for it, yes? Oh, Joe! Get old Joe! Fuck Joe, motherfucker. Fuck you and fuck Joe. Fuck Joe, fuck Schmo, and fuck Biden, and fuck Jill. What kind of name is fucking Jill? Jill and Joe? Are you fucking serious? Like, are you fucking joking? Like, what kind of, like, Jill and Joe? Like, what the, like, I'm just, like, I'm gonna fucking, I don't even know. But anyway, community college funding is gone because these motherfuckers are dumb and they don't give a fuck. A year ago, 1 year ago, Joe Manchin was in support of $4 million social spending bill, and now we're not even going to get a $4 trillion. Did I say that? $4 trillion social spending bill. Now we're not even going to get anything. No, we got nothing. So, thank you, Joe, for being a fighter, and thank you, Jill, for also being a fighter. Slay Queen. Peter Zotti, $2. What pimples? You look amazing. Oh my god. So anyway, folks, Woo! Holy matzo meatball. All right, I think that's the show, folks. I'm pretty sure that that's the program. All right. There you go. I think that's the show. Folks, I got some more Nick Cage Blu-rays in the mail. I'm gonna have a fucking party one of these days. No one else is invited because there's a plague going on. Anyway, folks, so that's the show. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed the program. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the program. Folks, I uploaded a Doom run this morning. I recommend watching it. If you don't, that's a problem. I'm going to be uploading more videos. Videos will be uploaded throughout the day. And that's, there you go. There you go. There you go. So anyway, that's the show. That's all I got. That really, I mean, that there's pretty much, there's nothing else. I think it's cool that Biden is able to have kids touch his hairy legs without it being weird. Yeah, that is cool. Anyway, so, bye-bye.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Force the vote, sure, was a failure.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.